Scaling your law firm doesn't have to be difficult. It's all about mastering a few key strategies, systems, and mindsets. Welcome to the Scalable Law Podcast, where we talk about how you can increase profit in your pocket and time in your calendar. My name is Caralee and I have successfully scaled my firm so that it doesn't solely rely on me. Now I love teaching other law firm owners how to do the same. Let's transform your business starting now. Welcome to another episode of the Scalable Law Podcast. I am your host, Caralee Fontanelli, and I'm so glad that you are tuning in today. I cannot believe that we are heading to mid-November already. It's crazy. I'm pretty sure I said the same thing on the last podcast last week. But yeah, it certainly feels like the year is going really quickly. And for me, I'm actually heading off in a couple of weeks. So I'll be recording a couple of podcasts so that I can keep the podcast going while I'm away. But I have got a super exciting thing happening. I am heading to Florida in the US to attend what has been a bucket list item for me for a long time, at least 10 years or longer. And that is I'm going to a live Tony Robbins event. Can you believe that? I'm going to Date with Destiny in West Palm Springs. And yeah, I'm really excited. It's going to be really interesting. It's going to be challenging. It's like 6 days of 18-hour days, I have heard. And apparently there is a lot of jumping around as well as just really, looking in deep, I think, into your mindsets and all of that kind of thing. So it's something that I'm really looking forward to. I'm apprehensive. I'm excited. I'm a little bit challenged by it all, but it's going to be great. So that's what I am doing in early December, which is absolutely so exciting. But in the meantime, I've been working really, really hard on the Scalable Business Lounge and Scalable Law because it is absolutely making such a huge impact in people's lives. I have been talking to so many different law firm owners at the moment. And yeah, it's really interesting the struggles that law firm owners are having. And those main struggles are stress about not getting enough client work through the door, not making enough profit in their law firms, and also when they have got plenty of money coming through the law firm's door and they're making profit, everything's a bit chaotic and stressful because they don't have the right systems in place and their team requires a lot of babysitting. So that becomes a stress. So it's really interesting having these chats. And as a result of having some of these conversations, I am going to be talking about some of these things on the podcast over the next few weeks. But for today, I'm going to keep it pretty light, and I'm talking about online legal business directories and if you should be listing your law firm on some of these directories. So let's get stuck right into it. Okay. A business directory and industry-specific directories for legal services and law firms, right down to very niched practice areas. Should you be bothering with it with your law firm? The answer is absolutely you should. And the reason that you should be bothering with listing your law firm on these different industry directories is because when you list your law firm on these directories, it absolutely helps with your exposure. And it's often free, but we have to spend the time doing the listings. So that's when you hire an agency or a VA, or you get your admin people to do these for you. So what's the purpose of these directories? So some of these directories are set up where you can list your firm on them, on the directory, but then they might ask you to pay more to have a better listing or something like that. You may or may not want to do that depending on what the cost of it is. The first reason that you should be bothering with listing your law firm on these directories is because it's either free or inexpensive marketing for your law firm. And as you know, marketing is an ongoing challenge, and there's so much that you can be doing. But once these listings are done, then it's done. And that's awesome because it's going to really help get your firm out there a whole lot more. So number 2 is that it amplifies your online presence and it puts you ahead of the crowd in the legal industry. So every area of law has lots of competition, as you know. So you do need to do what you can to expose your legal services to make yourself known. So the third reason is, and this is probably one of the biggest reasons, is that when you list your law firm on directories, it can help with your law firm's SEO. Not only does it provide valuable information, but it also provides, in most cases, a backlink to your website. So that means it's got a link that says, for example, with my law firm, Collective Family Law, and then if you click on the link, it will actually take you to my website. And what that tells Google is that you are an expert in your legal niche. And by listing your law firm, you are telling Google that your website has credibility. And so when you're telling Google that your website has credibility, it will rank your website a lot higher than your legal competitors over time. So I've been doing a lot of research on different websites around the place. And, some law firm websites have like no backlinks at all, which means that they're not going to be ranking anywhere near the first page. Other websites have obviously had a lot of SEO. So for example, I've looked at one of the most highly ranked websites in my region and the greater southeast Queensland region and in my area of practice. And they had something like 3,000 backlinks. So because they've got 3,000 links going from other websites all around the web to their website, it's telling Google that they are significant in the industry. So Google then ranks them higher. So that's a really important, if not the most important reason to be listing your law firm on directory listings. Now, on to the fourth reason that you should be making the effort to put your website on directory listings. These directory listings are created by experts that understand SEO and driving traffic to their website. You'll notice that with some of these listings, they have advertising on them. And the reason for that is that they are getting money from the AdWords. And to make money from AdWords, you have to have a lot of traffic coming to you. So they do everything they can to pull traffic into their website. And that also means that they do everything they can to be ranked first on the page when something is typed into Google, such as your practice area. So it might be Wills Australia or whatever it might be. So these directories are often on the front page of Google because they've been around for a long time and they have full-time SEO experts working on the site nonstop to drive traffic to them. So therefore, when you list your firm on these either legal or business directories, it really can help with your law firm's exposure. So there are 4 really great reasons that you should be making the effort, either hiring someone or getting someone in your team to pop your website, your law firm's website, into these directory listings. So first, they're free or inexpensive to advertise your law firm. 2, it amplifies your online presence so that you are really ahead of the crowd. 3, it helps with your law firm's SEO so that your website is going to be hopefully ranking higher than others. And 4, the directories are often on the front page. So again, it's giving you that higher exposure on Google. So what directories do you list your law firm on is the next thing. So there's lots of different directories out there. Some are rubbish and don't have a lot of backbone to them, I suppose you could say, and others are much better. Now, there's obviously a lot of them in the US, and it's totally fine if you are not in the US to also list your website on there if you're just seeking it, not for the SEO search engine that the listing is going to come up on, but that you're wanting the backlink for it. So, and that's giving you more exposure. Obviously, if you list in your local area, your local country, it's going to be better and better, ranked for you. And then, of course, you can also find very specific listing and directories that are specific to your legal niche. So it could be trademarking or wills and estates or family law, criminal law, whatever it might be. So hunt those industry specific directory listings out, as well as your regional directories as well, or your regions directories. And then secondly, go then to the larger ones that might be overseas and not directly in your region. And then, of course, you have got the general listings, general business listings that aren't related to law firms. But these are things like, and they're pretty much worldwide, but these are directory listings like the 3bestrated.com or Show Me Local or Yelp, hotfrog.com, True Local, those kinds of ones. Now, lucky for you, I have put together an entire list with the links of all the directory listings you might want to be looking at. I have got a list of US or global ones, Australia, UK, Canada. So those are all for law firms. And then I've also got general listings as well. So if you hop on over to my website, scalablelaw.com, and you look for legal business directories in the search, you will find the entire list there for you, ready to go and execute. All you need to do is give that list to either a VA, someone on Fiverr, or someone in your team, and they can absolutely go ahead and start listing your law firm on these directories so that you can get more exposure for your law firm and ultimately get that SEO boost that you might be looking for if you are doing your SEO yourself or trying to learn about it. So that is all I have for you today. I hope that you've enjoyed this very practical podcast, and I hope that you find my links really helpful over at my website, scalablelaw.com, and I will look forward to you tuning in again next week. Bye for now. Thank you for listening to the Scalable Law Podcast, brought to you by the Scalable Business Lounge. If you would love to know how you can get more clients without relying on referrals, head over to scalablelaw.com to watch my free masterclass. Until next time, you have got this.